Nothing means anything except the interpretation you give it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Hello and welcome to Labims-Living My Truth channel. Another video today just for your use, just to encourage, inspire, and motivate you. Okay, nothing means anything except the interpretation you give it. Now, this particular sentence was given by or was made by Anthony Robbins, the great motivational speaker of all time. You can call him the GOAT, the GOAT of motivational speaking, the life coach of life coaching as well. Okay, when I did my life coach certification a few years ago, it's not a couple of years, I think 2016 now, and all of that, this was one thing that stood out to me, because we had a couple of his teachings, right? And this was one particular sentence that he made that stood out to me and still stands out for me till tomorrow. Nothing means anything except the interpretation you give it. What interpretation are you giving to things that happen in your life? It is the interpretation you give to those things that will lead to your reaction, the way you react to those things, because your thoughts are very powerful. So the interpretation, what you think about a particular issue and event is going to influence your reaction to it. So for example, where I come from Nigeria. Yeah, when you do this hand symbol, like you do this to someone in Yoruba land, it means your mother. Is it just Yoruba people? I just in general, when you do this, is your mother. It means you're insulting the person's mother when you just do this sign, okay? So if in Nigeria, I do this to someone, the person will be like, why are you insulting my mother? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But guess what? Here in Europe or the UK, if I do this to someone, to a British person, for example, guess what will happen? The person will just wave back to me, because the person will assume or think I am waving to them, I'm saying hi. So the person will just be like, so even though I'm doing this, the person will just be like, oh, hello, hi, because that is what the person interprets this reaction to be. But the person in Lagos, Nigeria, for example, I do this, the person is interpreting it to mean your mother, and guess what? The person will react, why is that my mother? The opposite is the case. When I say this in Europe, the person just says, oh, hi, hello, and the person just walks on. And that is just it. The interpretation the person has given to this symbol is the reaction that the person is doing. So what is it that is going on in your life that you are interpreting to mean a certain way, especially maybe a negative way? You've gone through a lot of issues, things have happened, you're interpreting it to mean something bad. And guess what? You will continue to react like, oh, it's bad. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not bad. Maybe things you've gone through, terrible things that have happened or whatever. But I want you to change the interpretation of what has gone through in your life, what has happened in your life, the negative things. Change the meaning. Look at it from another perspective. Look at it from a victor perspective, not a victim perspective, all right? Things that have happened that you are not happy about. Translate the meaning. Change the meaning, and it will actually affect the way you think about that thing or the way you see that thing. For example, another example I want to give, when someone says you are mad, if you translate it to mean my adorable darling, you won't feel upset about it. You say you're mad. You won't feel upset about it. My adorable darling. Okay, goat, GOAT. Now goat is no more meaning the animal. 21st century goat now means greatest of all time. Meanwhile, if you insult someone before and you say you're a goat, that means that person is a stubborn person or acts like a goat. But now they've changed the meaning, literally. GOAT, goat is now greatest of all time. That means the person is very good at whatever he or she does. So I need you to change the meaning of things that have happened to you or that will happen to you, because things will always happen anyway. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes just there. Things will always happen, but it is your reaction that's going to help you live a more fulfilled life, a more peaceful life, a more calm life. Now I'm going to show you something. Another very, very, I have to bend to pick this up. Now this is my jacket. I was on my way to church this morning, and guess what? I had to turn it all the inside out. This is the front. I don't know if you can see very well. See, all over my jacket. I was going to church this morning, and literally a bird pooped on me. My whole jacket became a mess. I couldn't wear it anymore. I had to remove it. Now immediately, can you see, all the way down, even the sleeves, I had to turn it inside out. Okay, now guess what? Initially when this happened, see, even the neck area everywhere is a mess. Now when it happened, the bird pooped on. I was like, oh my god. I literally turned back. I said, oh gosh, I'm going back home, I'm not going to church and everything. But then I was like, hey, a bird pooped on my jacket. My outfit is under the jacket here. There was no bird poop on mine. So why am I saying I can't go, I'm not going to church, I'm going to go back home? And then immediately I just remembered, I should translate. Nothing means anything except the interpretation you give it. So I said, no, I'm not going to look at this bed poop and interpret it to mean it's going to mess up my day. I'm going back home. I said I'm going to translate it to mean that the bed poop literally means, oh, is a symbol that, oh, money is coming for me. I don't know why I've heard that before, that if a bed poops on you, that means money is coming. I said, okay, that's all the interpretation I'm going to take. Money is coming for me. So, all right. Why am I going back home to change? I'm going to church to rejoice because money is coming for me, So I just removed it, turned it inside out, folded it in my hands, and I walked to church like this. The weather was so good. In fact, the weather is still so good. That's why I'm doing a YouTube video. Like, okay, let me take advantage of the weather. I went to church. I had a fantastic time in church. And I decided, oh, the weather is so good. Let me do a YouTube video, because I changed the meaning, the interpretation of the bed pooping on me. If I'd allowed it, like, oh, my bed pooped on me, it might be a bad woman, it might be a bad this, I'm going back home, I would not have a good day. I would not be here. Oh my gosh, I will not be here doing this video right now. I will not be here passing across this message right there. I'll not be here impacting someone. And that is what I've come to tell you. Learn to interpret, learn to change the meaning of things that are happening in your life. Nothing means anything except the interpretation you give it. All right, it is the interpretation people have about your action that makes them react to you as well. So if people are thinking, so why can't you do that to yourself? If other people can be thinking, oh, this person, you need to think positive of yourself, think good of yourself. So even the situations we've gone through, me personally, I've come to realize that the terrible things that happened in my life, the challenges I've had in time past, I've come to see that, I've interpreted it to mean it was just a part of my life journey. All right, and things I've gone through are things to be able to help other people learn from, avoid the pitfalls. Okay, I've come to translate, to interpret the negative things that have happened to me as a stepping stone to greater positive things that will happen. And that is what I want you to do as well. Always remember this: nothing means anything except the interpretation you gave it. Now you might be saying, oh, but the world sees this interpretation, interprets things this ways. Who set the standard? I think I spoke about this. If you check my last 2 videos I did on the YouTube channel, I spoke about who set the standard, whose standard are you following, who said, oh, this is the way you must do things. Do you understand? So the same thing applies. You are on your own person. You have a right to make choices, to make decisions, to do what you want to do the way you want to do it. Okay, so learn to remind yourself nothing means anything except the interpretation you give to it. So your situation here might not be so good right now, but what are you interpreting it to mean? Are you interpreting it to mean, okay, this is just a pause in my positive life journey, I'm going to surmount this, I'm going to overcome this, I'm going to forge ahead and succeed and be a victor? Or are you going to interpret it to mean, oh my God, woe betide, what has happened to me, I'm not going to be able to move ahead, oh, why did this happen to me, why is my life like this, nobody likes me, my life is terrible? And if you continue to interpret it negatively, you will continue to react negatively. But interpret it in a positive way. It might not always be easy, because the things I talk to you about are not things that I learned overnight, but they are things that I came to realize. And I was like, okay, when I realized, I was like, oh, my life can definitely be better knowing this, and it is getting better knowing this. So that's what I've come to tell you today. Nothing means anything except the interpretation you give it. What interpretation are you going to start to give to things that happen in your life now? Is it going to be positive or is it going to be negative? All right, thank you so much. I don't like my videos to be long at all. I hope you've gained value from this. Please hit the subscribe button, like, share someone on your timeline, someone you know just might need this video. All right, be sure to subscribe as well, so that more people will get to know when I release this kind of videos. Thank you so much. Are you hitting it now? All you have to do is just like this, hit subscribe.